Waalaikumsalam. Apa tak isi? Hey, Samai. How are you?
Hey Mira, I'm doing here. Why you come here?
Samai, I actually wanted to ask for your help. Can I borrow some money in exchange? I'll transfer my land in Sepang to you. I need for money, but I promise I'll promise to pay it back to you within 6 months.
Hey Mira, you suddenly want to make loan. How much do you want to borrow?
I actually in a difficult financial situation, Samai. I need 10,000 ringgit in return. I want to use the money for my children. They are in need for money to pay for their educational purposes.
Okay. I will lend you the money, but with the condition you have to repay the loan plus with 500 ringgit interest within 6 months. Are you okay with it?
Yes, I promise to pay the money within that period. You can trust me. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
Sabar. I actually came here to pay back my loan. So here is a 10,000 ringgit with 500 interest as promised in our agreement. So please transfer back my loan to me.
I don't want to. If you want your land back, you have to pay extra 1,000 ringgit to me.
What? Samat? Extra 1,000 ringgit interest? But this is in our agreement before.
I say what I say. If you want your land back, you have to pay me the full amount with 1,000 ringgit interest to me.
Hi, Jimmy. May I know what are you doing here?
I said myself, I actually want to get outside. Actually, I have met a woman which is Jual Janji. I borrow something from him, which is amount 10,000 ringgit. In 6 months, I have to repay the loan back. When I managed to repay the loan in stipulated period of time, he refused to receive my money and refused to give my money and refused to give the land back to me. So, what actions should I do against him?
The issue here is whether you can refuse to pay the additional sum demanded by Samad pursuant to the initial agreement made between you and Samad. Jual Janji is a type of security transaction and is classified as a type of personal transaction practiced commonly amongst the Muslim Malay community where a piece of land has been used as security to give guarantee to enter into a loan agreement. Once the borrower repays the loan with the same amount as he borrowed, the lender will retransfer the land back to the borrower to resume his possession of his said land. There are several characteristics of a Jual Janji. Firstly, it must use land as a security and the amount is little or smaller depending on the borrower. Next, the time to repay is usually flexible and not fixed. Jual Janji can be done by two means, which is registered and unregistered. For registered Jual Janji, it involves two sides of Form 14A by the borrower transferer that has the effect of transferring the land to the lender. The second set of Form 14A will be executed by the lender as the transferer to transfer the land to the borrower upon the full payment within the agreed duration. And lastly, the unregistered Jual Janji can be done without formalities of the forms. This means that it includes verbal and implied consent of both parties.
Hi, Miss Mira. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Patricia, and I would be your advisor for the said matter. I was told that you had an issue with the Jual Janji transaction between your cousin Samad and yourself, correct?
Yes, Mrs. Patricia, that's correct. Can you please walk me through the procedure or rather the rules or law in this case? What are the possibilities to prove the case in the higher grounds?
Alright, Miss Mira, I'm sure I will be able to assist you in terms of that. So, to start, let me explain to you in detail on what is Jual Janji. Yeah? Okay, now Jual Janji is a type of security transaction that is practiced commonly among Malay Muslim community principally. for the purposes of avoiding payment of riba or interest that is strictly prohibited in Sharia. Now, it actually means a sale with a promise. It's a dealing between the lender and the borrower. But so in this case, Samad is the lender and you are the borrower. Do you understand this so far?
Yes, Mrs. Patricia. You can continue.
Okay. Now, this is where the borrower transfer the land to the lender in consideration of the loan granted. And upon full settlement of the land, the borrower is entitled to take back his land. If the borrower fails to redeem the land within the agreed period, the transaction will be declared as Jual putus. Any questions so far, Miss Mira?
No, Miss Patricia. I understand so far.
Oh, okay. All right then. So to tell you more about this regarding the Jual Janji transaction so it can be divided into two, which is strict interpretation and also liberal interpretation. Now, under strict interpretation, the transfer of the land and the collateral agreement are regarded as purely contract of sale. And the most important thing is time is of the essence. So both parties must comply with the terms of contract. Also, failure to make payment would result in the land not being able to be retransferred. We should also know that under the second interpretation, which is the liberal interpretation, as I mentioned before, Jual Janji transaction is best known as equitable transaction, which is similar to mortgage. Now, this means that the right of borrower to redeem the land under a collateral agreement remains, even if the period for repayment has lapsed.
So does that mean in this case it falls under the strict interpretation like how you mentioned before?
Yes, exactly. Now, you're right. The Jual Janji transaction entered by your cousin Samad and yourself falls under strict interpretation because, like I said, time is regarded as of the essence. In your case, Miss Mira, you must settle the loan within the period of 6 months of 12 July 2019. Now, the transfer was registered on 12 July 2019. So the loan must be paid before 12 January 2020, which is the 6 months period. Yeah? If you defaulted in the payment of the land, Samad, on the other hand, is entitled to take the land and does not have to retransfer the land to you. However, in your case, we have noticed that there is a breach made by your cousin Samad when on the 3rd January 2020, you have attempted to make a full payment including the service charge of 500 ringgit, but he had refused to accept it unless you agreed to pay him another 1,000 ringgit, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Alright. So for this, you are able to take an action against him and you might be entitled to damages. Are you clear on this, Miss Mira?
Yes, Miss Patricia. I understand now.
That's great, Miss Mia. Also, to wrap things up, the Jual Janji transaction between Samad and you is in fact valid, yeah? As all the elements that I have mentioned before are fulfilled.
Alright then, Miss Patricia. I think I understand where this matter stands now, and I know for sure that this has helped me a lot on this case. Then, thank you so much for taking the time to attend to my case and look into it on such a short notice. Thank you.
No problem at all, Miss Mira. I hope our short session has helped you to understand even better on what you are up against. Thank you for calling me, Miss Mira, and if you have anything to ask, please don't hesitate to reach me on my cell. You have a good day, Miss Mira. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Hello, Mai. Where are you now? Are you busy? Come on, bitch.
Hello, Mira. Yeah, I'm free right now. Yes. Yeah, are you okay? Yeah, we can make a cafe later. Mira, are you okay? Why are you crying?
Mai,
Yeah.
I'm being very scared.
What, really? Things came? But how? Tell me everything. I'm sure I can help.
Come on. It's like this. I actually made a big agreement like this. I borrow money to a total of 10,000. But in payment, I have to give my land to him. So it's a Jual Janji. But after 6 months, I want to repay to him after 6 months. But he refused to accept my repayment. So what should I do?
Oh, I see. So this your case. Actually, I have handled this case before, and I'm pretty sure that your case is under the strict interpretation. So, for your information, strict interpretation is whereby the dual change agreement will be regarded as purely contract of sort, in which the time is of essence, but however, it is subject to two exceptions. And as the dual Janji in agreement is deemed as a contract, thus, if the term of the contract stipulates that time is of an essence, then the parties are bound by it. And for example, if the borrower, or in your case, right, if you fail to pay back within the time, and then the court will not assist to invoke the terms of the agreement, because these delays of land must be complied with the provision of the National Land Code or any previous land statute. And if you want the agreement to be regarded as security transactions, then you must create a charge or lien as provided under the National Land Code.
Is there any way for his action to be considered? Mira, actually, there are other ways. Although the dual Janji transaction actually was valid, but there is a breach made by Mr. Sepang because he refused to accept the repay in the stipulated period. He evaded the payment and breached the agreement by asking an additional amount of 1,000 ringgit, which isn't in the agreement between you and Mr. Sepang before. He has agreed to retransfer your land if you manage to repay with 500 ringgit interest within 6 months, which only few days before the expiration. I have attempted to pay the full original amount, but Mr. Sepang refused to accept it. Mira, actually, this can be proved under the exception of evading repayment under strict approach. Sepang request for an additional 1,000 ringgit is immaterial since it's not in the terms agreed in the agreement. Similarly, with the case of Hatijah Gereja, it is approval in Saat, where the defendant refused to accept the repayment of the loan and claimed that the transfer of the title was made under a direct transaction and not joint Janji. Thus, Cik Mira, you can take an action against Sepang and may be entitled to damages. What should I do?
Okay, Miss Mira, okay, now I need you to come down and I will give you some of an advice. So firstly, you need to file a report to the nearby land office. It is because that as a borrower, you are allowed to redeem the land, and the lender has a breach of contract, and it is confirmed the property transfer is a promised sale transaction and not a direct sale. So you can either sue in the court and also to refer to the land office.